What is up, guys? My name is Nicholas Carcella, and welcome back to another video. Today, I am finally back. We are going to be doing a prediction video, as I promised on Instagram. And, you know, you guys blew it up last time. It's actually my most viewed video on YouTube. Anyways, okay, so let's just get into it without being stupid. Alright, so I've compiled my list of the Group A, Group B, C, D, E, F winners, and then the second place teams in the wild cards that fall. So here's how MLS is doing it. They want us to select two of the top teams from B, C, D, E, and F. So the top two teams, and then the top three from Group A, because Group A has 6 teams in total. And then after that, select 3 wildcard teams out of any in the groups. Bish. So without further ado, let's get into my picks. So for the top picks, I'm not including the wildcard this time. I have New York City FC finishing in first of Group A, second Philadelphia Union, and the Chicago Fire finishing in third, coming in a close playoff spot last year. I think they have a good chance of making third. Group B, Seattle Sounders being the MLS champions, FC Dallas in second. Toronto FC in first, DC United in second. Pretty obvious why. They both made the playoffs last year, had a battle in the first round. Pretty self-explanatory. Real Salt Lake and Minnesota United, 2 absolute units in the playoffs, and they played really well last year. They get the spots. Atlanta United in first, New York Red Bulls in second. Again, self-explanatory. This is just labeling the playoff teams of last season. And a late, at the time I'm making this video, 3 hours before, Carlos Vela has announced that he will not be partaking in the MLS is Back tournament. What does that say for LAFC? Well, for me in this case, I think they're still going to get first. They're still a good enough team to make first place without Vela. They played a couple, I think it was weeks without Vela, and they still went to win every game past then. So it's kind of a message to the team that they could still do without him. So LAFC first, Portland second. Sorry, Galaxy and Chicharito. You're not making the top spots. However, the LA Galaxy and Chicharito will be happy to see that they are making the wildcard spot. For me, they're going to finish as the top wildcard spot. I know there's no points yet that they've shown, but I believe they're going to tally it up to points. San Jose Earthquakes, I have finishing in second of the wildcard, and then the New England Revolution finishing in the last spot. I think San Jose had a really good season last year. New England made the playoffs, but I just don't see them being that much of a threat against DC United and Toronto FC. It's going to be tough for them to get out, but I think they will. How this is going to work is it's actually labeled on MLS's website, which is really helpful in making this prediction video. I watched a lot of the predictions, and a lot of the people just didn't use this. I don't know why. It was so simple. They laid the format out of how they're going to do it, and to what I've got on my phone, I believe I've got the correct format. I may be wrong, but then again, no one's going to be correct in this. If you win the prize, congratulations. Chances of me winning it, very low. So, without getting into the specifics, we have the games listed here, and I'm going to list the teams that will make it based on their format. So, New York City FC will face New England Revolution. The Philadelphia Union will play DC United with A2 and C2. Seattle Sounders will verse the Chicago Fire. Real Salt Lake will verse the San Jose Earthquakes. Toronto FC will play the LA Galaxy. Yee, that's a tough match. Let's not get into that. Dallas FC Dallas, will verse Portland Timbers. Atlanta United will take on the Minnesota United, and then LAFC will face the New York Red Bulls. So for the quarterfinals, they just decided to list the matches. So if we go back down here, we'll see that all the matches are listed below. So match 40, 41, 42, 43. I don't know why they did in the 40s. Don't ask me. Go ask MLS. Okay. So, match 41 winner will verse match 43, match 44, 46, 40 versus 45, and 42 versus 47. None of those numbers matter to you. You came here for the teams. New York City FC versus New England. I got New York City FC. They're a powerhouse team. It could be a tough match, but I got the better team coming out on top. Philadelphia Union against DC United. I got Philadelphia. They beat the Red Bulls last year, and I think the Red Bulls are a little bit better than DC United. So I got Philadelphia coming out on top. Seattle Sounders versus Chicago Fire. I mean, it's Seattle. Chicago's not ready. They are a rebuilding team, and they will get there one day, but not yet. Their time is not now. Real Salt Lake versus the San Jose Earthquakes. I got Real Salt Lake. Real Salt Lake was a very tough contender last year. They almost knocked out Seattle. Imagine TFC versus Seattle last year. That could have been a nightmare for Real Salt Lake. But Seattle won that game. Real Salt Lake's a better team than obviously San Jose Earthquakes. There could be a tight match, but I got Real Salt Lake. TFC versus FC Galaxy. FC Galaxy? TFC versus LA Galaxy. I got TFC. We picked up Pablo Piatti last season. We have Josie Altidore this season. Michael Bradley re-signed his contract. As a TFC fan and as an MLS supporter, TFC will win this game. Chicharito is not Ibrahimovic. FC Dallas versus the Portland Timbers. I got Portland. I think Portland's a really good underdog team, and they've proven it in past years, making it all the way to the finals against Atlanta United. Unfortunately, they lost that game, but I think they're going to make a pretty good run in this cup this year. Minnesota versus Atlanta United. I got Atlanta United. Atlanta United's the better team. We all knew that already. LAFC versus the New York Red Bulls. Maybe they're... No, LAFC. LAFC, they may not have Carlos Vela, but they're still a good team, and they're still intact enough to beat the Red Bulls. There is a chance. I almost swapped the Red Bulls to beat LAFC, but I changed my mind last minute. I went with my gut. LAFC will win this game. So as you can see, as we went along, I labeled the quarterfinals. So without further ado, let's name the quarterfinals. Philadelphia, Real Salt Lake, TFC, Atlanta United, New York City FC, Portland Timbers, Seattle Sounders, and the LAFC. Let's get to it. Philadelphia versus Real Salt Lake. Taking that first spot, I got Real Salt Lake. They're a great contender, and they have a good chance of making it to the finals. But against Philadelphia, I just don't see it with Philadelphia this year. TFC versus Atlanta United. Another tough match for TFC, and I got my boys in red making it to the next round. Toronto is just too strong after picking up Pablo Piatti, and with the amount of rest that all their players have had, there's no reason why they can't be Atlanta United for a second time. New York City FC versus the Portland Timbers. I got NYFC. Yeah, they're just a better team. And I just don't see it in Portland to beat NYFC. There's the chance, but then again, no. Seattle Sounders versus LAFC. A rematch of the semifinals last year in the MLS Cup. Seattle again. Seattle will take this game. LAFC, they don't have Carlos Vela. They couldn't beat Seattle with Vela on the team. Now with Vela taking himself out of the competition because of the coronavirus worries, I do not see Seattle losing this game. Not a chance. Semifinals between these four contenders, and honestly, they've all earned their spots here. They have a great chance to win this competition. All four of them could take this one away. Without further ado, let's get into it. Real Salt Lake versus Toronto FC. I got my boys in red taking the win. I just have a feeling this is going to be a really good year for Toronto. After that year, it was kind of shaky in the beginning. Then it got better. Then it got worse. And flat out alone, no one believed that TFC could make the finals. Not even myself. I had a feeling, but I was like, I don't want to go there. TFC will make the finals for this cup and possibly the MLS Cup in the future, but we'll have to see. And then obviously, the big dog, Seattle versus New York City FC. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm announcing my first upset. New York City FC will win this game, and here is why. This team was ready, okay? They lost to us last season. Big whoop. But the amount of rookies they have on their team that have just been getting better and better, a lot of the sports analysts like to say that New York City FC is a rebuilding team in the playoffs, and I believe that. I think they're getting better every year as they play. And for me, that's a good thing against Seattle, who is a very power-heavy team and plays better against teams that are older instead of younger. That Seattle almost lost last year I think it was FC Dallas, and FC Dallas is a good young team. And I was shocked. But then again, I've learned from how Seattle plays, they don't like to play with speedy players. And that's all that NYFC is. I think NYFC is going to win this game, period. Lastly, the finals. Toronto FC versus New York City FC. On August 11th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, the crown champion of MLS's back tournament will be New York City FC. Now look, I love Toronto, but I don't think this is going to be the finals. I was debating putting Toronto, and everyone like, oh, you're so biased, Nick. You have to. Why are you putting your own team, man? You don't notice that there's other good teams. I do, because I put New York City FC to win the championship. I think Toronto is going to do really well in this tournament, but I don't think they're going all the way. A lot of these guys are just learning each other. And we picked up a lot of players in the offseason and a lot of young guys. And this is the chance for Greg Vanney to really test his lineup. And I don't think he's going to really crack the right lineup just yet. He may find in the MLS season, but you know, just for this championship, I can see New York City FC winning this championship and then not doing well in the regular season. That's something that I thought on my mind when I thought about this tournament. It was a good chance for a team that hasn't won a championship to do something and bring some silverware home. And I think that's exactly what New York City FC is going to do. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. If you did enjoy this video, please hit that like button. Subscribe for more of these awesome videos. And don't forget, I'm going to be doing the NHL Bracket Challenge very soon for the NHL 2020 Stanley Cup Playoffs, as well as the NBA Bracket Challenge for the 2020 NBA Playoffs. So stay tuned for those. I will keep you guys posted as much as possible. Until then, I'll see you guys next time, and take it easy, guys.